Buddy. Hello, my friends, hello. We're going to make a wreath. Go figure. Say hey when you come in. Hopefully it's streaming for me. Oh, there goes the dogs. Hey, I like when I see those eyeballs. That means somebody's here. I can see you guys. Hello. We're going to make a rustic cross. We're going to make a rustic cross with poppies. Hello from Cleveland, Texas. Okay, so now there's not many places. What is wrong with my camera? There's not many places in Canada where we can get supplies from except for Michael's. And Michael's, their floral department was the pits. There's nothing there. Hello. So I ordered these really pretty poppies on Amazon, and I'm quite impressed with them. They are actually rubber. They're rubber. So they're called Feel Real or something. Hello everybody. Hello on YouTube and Facebook. They're so these could probably even be fine for outside. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 of them. 10 of these poppies I got on Amazon. And I kind of thought they were a little pricey for 10, but I really liked them. But I didn't realize they're really kind of lifelike. So Tanya's going to come on. Hi, Mom. Tanya's going to come on and post the link for the poppies. I'm also going to be using a poly jute. This poly jute is available on our website as well. We got lots of that in. And I'm also going to be using this really cute, and I've been, for a little bit now, I've been using this 5/8 ribbon to make bows. I wanted to make this a real simple cross that the poppies speak for itself. Okay, so when you see this wreath, you automatically think of Remembrance Day or Veterans Day. Okay, so I'm going to make, and this is available on our website too. I did post the SKU numbers in the comment up above. Okay, so the SKUs are there if you want to make something like mine. So we're going to make a really fun loopy bow for the center of our cross just with this. We're going to use this mesh, and we're going to use these pretty flowers, these pretty poppies from Amazon. Hello, everybody. Okay, so, and I forgot to turn my lights on. All right. Get some lights in here. Come on, Laura. Give it the program. So I'm going to make a nice full cross wreath. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to fold the petal, obviously. It is, again, a little different. I know you newbies are probably like, oh God, not another petal fold. First time watching, well, welcome. I'm Lori from Unique in the Creek. And I'm the chick that invented these crazy boards. Okay, so I'm going to be using this poly jute. I'm not going to heat seal it. You can if you want. You can definitely heat seal poly jute, no problem. Okay, so if you want to heat seal or wood burn it, go right ahead. Because I'm doing kind of rustic, I'm not worrying about much of the fray. Okay, I think the little bit of fray will give it more of a really natural look to it. So I'm going to be using 2 rolls of mesh, and I believe I'm using, because I am using all the holes. So I've already done half of it because, again, it's kind of monotonous. So I got 24 pieces down the bottom, 12 on the right, 12 on the left, so that's 48. 12 at the top. I think it's 12. Yep. 48. So that's 48, 60. And then I'm going to be using 4 pieces in the middle. 64. At 10 inches with 2 rolls of mesh, you get 72 pieces. So 2 rolls of mesh is plenty to do this cross. Okay, if you want to do it really full, look at how it's already started. Look how full that is. Isn't that gorge? I love it. And like I said, I did preload every hole and shared holes. So let's finish cutting this mesh. So I got my 2 rolls on top of each other. So I'm going to cut them 2 at the same time. Okay. Hello. 2 at the same time. So I'm going to cut these at 10 inches. And this mesh is 10.5 inches. I'm not going to worry too much about that because I am not making a like perfect petal per se that I need the edges to match up. So if you need the edges to match up, you would cut it at 10.5 by 10.5. I don't really care about that right this second, so I'm cutting it at 10. So, I have a large cutting mat here, so I'm going to go at the 30, then the 20, and then the 10, just with my rotary cutter. So there, I just cut 6 pieces just like that. No, this isn't a kit. However, all the stuff is on the website except the poppies. And the poppies I did have to order from Amazon. Now, if you like this style, you can most definitely do it with Christmas greenery and flowers as well. It would look super, super stunning, especially like very rustic cardinal type things. But if you're liking it, make sure you get your supplies while they're available. Okay, so another 6. So I'm going to get started on the petal. Donna, our kits sell out so super fast. They usually sell out within 10 minutes of me debuting a kit. And it's just how it is right now. And I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, they do sell out really fast. That's why we try and give lots of notice to people. We do give, I have to say, we do give the VIP group first dibs. So they, well, not first dibs, first look at all the kits. So they know what's coming down the pipe. So if that interests you, you may want to check out the Can-Am VIP group. Okay, so I still have to preload row H here. And what I'm going to do is go down 1 hole, back up the other, and do it up closed. Okay, so we got a big gap, but it's locked. We're going to go down this hole to this hole. So we got 3 petals per row. Now I've done different crosses, different ways. I don't think I've done it this way before. Okay, so you're going to do that for every row. So if you look on the back, it looks like stitching. So all of these are filled. So we got 24 on the bottom, 12, 12, and 12. Okay, so that's how many you need. Oh, and then 4 at the top here. But like I said, if you're using 2 rolls of mesh, you have plenty of mesh to make this. Okay, so let's get started on the petal. Put my poppies. My poppies will be near the end. Hello, and thank you for joining me this afternoon. If you wouldn't mind floating my boat and sharing this for me, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Just sharing it to your own Facebook page. You know, your friend Mary down the road may be bored right now, and she might find this interesting, right? Yeah, the VIP group is amazing, I must say. There's me, Michelle from Monkey's Creations, and Andrea Brown from Ranch House. And we have so much fun and have so much knowledge. It's a great group. Okay, here we go. This is my 10.5 by 10 piece of mesh. Okay. Hi, Jan Brown Cook. I'm going to turn it, and it is curl up. Okay. I've explained in many videos, curl up is where you rock back and forth. Curl down is where the curl is going facing down towards the table. And this does make a difference when we're doing different petal techniques. And I usually do say it if it's curl up or curl down when I am doing the petal. Okay. So we're going to turn it into a diamond shape in front of me. Well, thank you, Tammy, for sharing that. I'm going to take the bottom corner, bring it up to around where I think the middle is. Okay. Take the top corner and bring it just over that corner right here. Okay. And this is what we got. Kind of looks like an envelope. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bottom, bring it up to the middle, and take this top seam here and bring it to the middle. So what this is doing is it's almost like the rolled technique, but it's not as tubular. I would never say that being not a surfer. So it's kind of more flat than the rolled petal. Okay, but it's still bringing in these edges that we don't see too much of the fray. Okay, and now what we're going to do is I'm going to pinch it around the middle and flip it upwards. And when I flip it upwards, what I'm looking at is that the two corners look like they're the same length. Okay, I'm going to flip it over because I don't want this part, this yucky part, showing. So if I flip it over, you don't see the fray as much. Okay, does that make sense? And then once you got it, make sure it's even. We're going to put our nub. I just call this a nub. Where it's rounded here, just right in the zip tie, about a fingertip into the zip tie, and pull it tight. Okay? Alrighty, let's do another one. It's pretty simple. That's the whole wreath. So that's why I do them ahead of time, because it is very easy, kind of monotonous. So I was sitting here listening to my Taylor Swift, folding petals. Okay, curl up, diamond shape, bring the bottom corner into the middle, the top corner into the middle, and you just have to guess. Don't be measuring and all that stuff. Bring this edge, fold it up to the middle. Yes, it's like the angel wing, absolutely. And this, and you have a fold, and it rolls the sides in a bit. Pinch it in the middle, flip it up, adjust down here if you need your to make your make your points the same length. You're going to flip it over. You're going to take your nub. Of course I watched it, Jan Brown Cook. I watched it yesterday. And stick it in the zip tie. Middle, middle. Bring the side up, the top down, scrunch it in the middle, flip, measure, flip over, nub into the zip tie. How easy is that? About a fingertip. I mean, I got small fingers, but about a fingertip. And if you do know you have long fingers, about a half a fingertip. How's that? And there we go. This is going to make a nice, very full wreath. And that's all I did down here. And now we're going to cut off these zip ties. Now with the crosses, you always want to start on the outside row and work your way to the top. And you're going to put your petals in So you can see when I was doing the bottom, the petals are going towards the bottom. When I did the left side, the petals are going outwards. We're going outwards. And then the top will be going towards the top. And you always start from the outside row and work your way in. That way it all layers. Is there any questions on the fold? It is pretty basic. So now after you've cut your zip tie off, gonna keep just putting them in. Making, put them in. Make them, put them in. Pretty easy. And I've never done this petal on the cross, but someone reminded me I have done it on the angel wings. It's a pretty easy petal, and it does hide. Like, we're going to go back and, there's a string here. I'll go back and trim it off. Unless you're OCD, you may want to heat seal your mesh so it doesn't fray. But with the nice thing with using a poly jute, which is like a burlap, right? It looks to be more rustic, and then the strings look like they're supposed to be there on purpose. I don't know what petal this is called, Linda. It's a 10.5 by 10 inch piece. You go in the middle, bring it in the middle, bring the edge in, scrunch, flip, measure, flip over, stick your nub in to the zip tie, about a fingertip, and there we go. Easy peasy. Now this would look it would look stunning with Christmas decor in the center. We also sell 6-inch signs that fit perfectly for the cross and the angel. And we have some beautiful 6-inch Christmas ones now in memory of. So a lot of people make an in memory of cross for loved ones. And they're so pretty. So you could put the sign in the middle, and you can put a few like greenery and berries and stuff behind the sign. It's called a necktie fold. Okay. Alrighty, that's what it's called then. My pieces are 10.5 by 10. And if you want to save mesh, on mesh, you can even cut it at 9 inches. Okay. You can save by cutting it at 9 inches, and you still won't be able to tell that you did that. Well, thank you, Sonia. Welcome. And you're welcome I love doing what I do. I love inspiring you guys. I just absolutely love playing. Sierra, you ordered my sign guy, Jay, well, the vinyl guy, his name's Jay. I will tell him you send your love. But believe it or not, we've had people order every single vinyl on our website. I have no idea what they're going to do with every single vinyl. And I always want to email them and ask them, okay, like, what are you doing with all these vinyls? But hey, none of my business. So to do this whole cross the way I'm doing it with all these petals, it'd take you about 40 minutes. And that's me going slow. So it should take you guys about 40 minutes. Oh, awesome, Linda. Now, if you are just new at Unique in the Creek, we do have a sister group called Unique Wreath Creators. It's a free group. And everybody, there's a lot of people that share their ideas, and I'm telling you, some of the ideas are things I could never even thought of. Like, we have an amazing group in there, amazing creatives in there. And the best is they share how they do it. It's a group like I've never seen before. And I'm not saying that because, I'm an admin on that group. I'm saying that because it's literally, I've never seen a group like this before that shares so much information. And I'm kind of hoping people do that because I share a lot of information. So I'm hoping by leading by a good example, I don't want to use this one. So we're on the top now. So they're going to go this way. I'm just hoping that by leading by example that, it inspires others to share and on their designs and stuff. And everybody's so pleasant. It's called Unique Wreath Creators. And it's literally the only group where only Unique in the Creek projects are shown. Because there's a ton of wreathing groups out there. You guys all know that. So we made a group because believe it or not, there's a lot of people that will only use Unique in the Creek boards now. So all the wreaths in that group are Unique in the Creek. So if you love Unique in the Creek boards, then you might want to go and join that. I got to try that petal Sierra. I have to try it because it's absolutely beautiful. What did you call it? The Sierra Spiral? I would never have thought how to make that. And Sierra took time to take pictures of this new petal she came up with, and she did a video in Unique Wreath Creators. That's how amazing that group is. Everybody shares. Hello, Miss Quackenbush. I just like saying your last name. You know that, right, Dorothy? Spade. That's right. Sorry, Sierra Spade. Could have been the Spiral, Sierra Spiral too. But it's really very cool, Sierra. Good job on you. So as you can see, all the points go out to the outside. This is a poly jute natural mesh. So it's got like jute strands going through it. Very kind of rustic looking. It's one of my very favorites to use because it matches everything. Thank you. Thanks, Tina. Tina Kelly, our rock star. She's amazing. It's called Unique Wreath Creators. Unique Wreath Creators. fabulous group. I go in there daily. I don't always comment because at one point people were getting mad at me if I didn't comment on their project. And it's not that, you know, I don't see, there's a lot of posts and I don't see every single project. But the first thing I do every morning is go into that group and drink my coffee and see what other people are making. Now I'm getting into the inner part of the mesh, and it's a lot more curly. It's more tightly woven. Oh, you're working on a cross right now too, Kelly? Awesome. The cross and the horse, I don't give enough love to. I haven't made a horse in almost 2.5 years. I really have to make one. I miss making them. I may make a unicorn with felt. Felt and tulle. I think that would look so pretty. My mesh is misbehaving. So when I'm finished this wreath, can you see how I'm into the like really core of the mesh, and it kind of is a bit unruly. It's not laying flat like I like it. So what I'm going to do when I'm finished this wreath, when I bring it upstairs, I'm going to take my mesh just like this, and I'll put something heavy right here. And that will keep like a book and leave it overnight. And then when I let go of the book in the morning, all the mesh will be nicely formed and not like crazy like this one is. Or lots of people cut their mesh, they flatten their mesh, like they'll put it under their cutting mat or something like the day before or 2 days before. That way they're always working with a flat piece of mesh. That works really well too. But decomesh has its own, a mind of its own. See how it's curling like that? We just got to work with it. And there's little tricks, like I just said to you guys, on how you can train your decomesh. Got your order in today, Jeannie? What you going to be making? My friend Jeannie Desjardins. We met Jeannie at our first crafters convention. So super nice. Haven't seen her since, but looks like she's doing well. No, this isn't a kit. You can buy the stuff. And if you were lucky enough, we did have the crosses on Amazon on sale for a while, but I think they're all gone. Oh, does it still look good, Vicki? That's what I'm liking about these flowers too, because these flowers are rubber. So they're not like silk or anything like that. They would do fine out in the weather. The only thing that wouldn't do the greatest out right in the weather is probably my ribbon. But it's not expensive ribbon to begin with, so if you are doing a cross, you can use like a decomesh ribbon if you're going to put it right outside in the weather. Okay, I need 6 more pieces of mesh to cut 6 more pieces. Still looks great? Awesome. Love to hear that. So I'm put my 2 rolls on top of each other. Just cuts faster. Okay, I'm going to do it at the 30, the 20, and the 10. I might as well. You know what? I'm going to cut up the rest of this and we'll stick it in somewhere. No sense wasting. There we go. So we cut up both rolls of mesh. You should be on this end, Evie. See how fast it goes. Mary, we don't. However, I was just talking in our VIP group last night that we have so many wreathers in Canada now that I will try and make. Now, I was going to try and do this last year before the pandemic hit. I'm going to try and make a get-together for anybody in Canada that wants to get together. There's lots of us now. And if you're not in Canada, there is a lot of Creekers going to be at the Texas Designer Roundup, November 2nd in Texas. And I believe there's still some tickets available. You have a passport? Awesome. I would love to do one here in Niagara Falls. Where did I just put my cutters? Oh, here they are. All right, so our cross is done. Well, the outside, inside. Look how nice and full it is. Except for this side, we're going to have to fix this side. There's the bottom. Nice and big. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of mesh in each of these zip ties. You're still the most excited attendee going. Are you sure, Karen Harper? There's a lot of excited people out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I hate these inner pieces. They're so curly. All right, so I'm going to stick one going downwards, just like that. It's going to be really gorgeous, Evie. Wait till you see when I'm done. I like how full it is. For those of you that like to make the crosses for Christmas, and last year we used snowball mesh. We are getting more snowball mesh in. Probably she'll be here next week, hopefully. Cross my fingers. Are you driving your husband crazy, Kelly? I drive my husband crazy too, but he's just as excited as me because he's going. I would not use burlap. It will be really, really heavy. It depends what kind of burlap too. And it's very, very thick. So it would be hard to do a cross with all burlap. It's not impossible, and you could play around, but it's a little more trickier than the mesh. No, the fun foam has not come in. I will make sure you guys are all notified as soon as it comes in. I'll be making more poinsettia kits with it. Okay. Now I have some extra mesh here. So what I'm going to do with this extra mesh, there's 2 holes right here. I'm going to put mesh in there. I think it should look okay. So I'm going to go down. So I'm going right here, right here, right here, right here. And these are the corner. Yes, shelf liner does make beautiful ones for outdoor. Absolutely. It's rubber. It's rubber. Okay, let's do these up. All right. You just haven't committed. That's okay, Neva. You haven't got the bug yet. All right, I'm going to put one here. I told you I was making a very full cross. I wasn't kidding. Hi, Regina. Hope you're well. All right, one more and then we're done with the mesh. Oh no, two more, sorry. I'm not too worried about these ones being so curly because they're just going to be kind of a backdrop for my bow anyways. Thank you, Sierra. Yes, Tina Kelly, you're absolutely right. Liz from Crafty Liz Creations, she's done a cross, and she makes a point. She actually makes a poinsettia in the middle with mesh. It is stunning. Go check her out on YouTube, Crafty Liz Creations. And she spells creations CREE. Because she is from the Cree Nation. All right, we are done with this cross. It is full. Isn't that pretty? All right, so we are going to add some poppies. Going to add some poppies to this bad boy. And we're going to make a loopy, why does my camera keep doing that? 5/8 inch bow. And this is wired. You always want to use wire ribbon when you're making a bow, okay? So there is some ribbons that are wired, that are small like this. Those are the ones you want to make bows with. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is I do a little trick with my cross bow here. You know where I put these extra pieces on these corners here? The 2 bottoms. So your top of your cross is up here because you can read all this stuff. So this will be your top, and we're just going to go down and up and add a thing. I'm not going to do it right this second. On the bottom 2 corners here, I'm going to put a zip tie over top of the zip tie that's already there. All right. Yes, she has a rose with the center too. It's absolutely beautiful. So these are the two bottom corner holes. And I'm going to do a little trick with my ribbon. Just to the two bottom. I'm going to take a piece of ribbon. Let's see how long. That looks good. And that is 12 inches. I'm going to cut a piece of ribbon, 12 inches. I'm going to put it into that zip tie right there. Now I'm also going to take one of these poppies, and I'm going to have to cut it down because they're pretty long, the stem. Now, I'm the first to admit I'm not the best at florals. I'm getting better, but I try. And stick a poppy in there. And then I have these fern leaves. I don't even know where I got these, but I'm going to, are they all the same color? They are. I'm going to cut some down and just use little pieces, not big pieces, because I don't want it looking too busy. I need an assistant. I lose everything. Okay. Now I don't even want to put this whole, I'm just going to cut this, just have 3 smaller leaves, just like that. I'm just going to put that under. I got my ribbon and do the zip tie up. Bend that up. And this will go out that way. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other side that I just did. So 12 inches. Hello from Philadelphia. Sierra, no, with the swag board, a swag is interpreted many, many different ways. So we do have the oval that you can make a swag, and we also have a the triangle that people make a swag. So for us to actually buy or produce and make and design a swag shape right now is probably not a good use of our money because they're very expensive. The oval mold was over $20,000 US. So it's just not, let's make a new shape. You got to really think about it to make sure we can get our money's worth. No, I get it. Yep, ask away. You will never know if you don't ask, right? Okay, so these are off to the side. Okay, I got to go and get my bigger wire cutters. I'll be 1 second. I'll be right back. Wally? Wally? I have a t-shirt for you. Sorry about that, guys. I'm working in 2 different spaces these days. Okay. Got my bigger ones to cut my florals. Okay, let's make a pretty bow. And then we'll add our flowers, because we're not even gonna, you don't even have to glue anything. We're gonna zip tie everything. That way, if it's hot outside, the glue's not gonna melt. So you can add glue and zip ties and make it really durable. And you know what? I'm going to do a little different. I'm going to use the Pro Bow. I am going to use my Pro Bow. Oh yeah, Kathy, you can buy as much jute mesh as you want. We got quite a bit. Well, we did. So this is the Pro Bow, the hand. And I need pipe cleaner and a zip tie. Pipe cleaner and a zip tie. Okay, I'm going to make a pretty lengthy tail because I want to curl this tail. And I'd rather have it longer than shorter. So I'm pushing up against this middle finger. And with this ribbon, I don't have to twist it because it's both the same on both sides. And I'm just going around. And I'm on row B for those of you that are familiar with the Pro Bow. I got the poppies on Amazon. And I'm going to go around this peg again. I'm making a really pretty loopy bow. Not too big though. Then I'm going to go to the next. And again, I'm going the same. They're called fingers. And then I'm going to the next one. And put 2 on that finger. This bow maker, I actually have 2, and it can be intimidating, but depending what kind of bow you want to make, it does come in handy sometimes. So I did 2 loops on each of these fingers, and then this last one, I'm probably going to do 3 loops, maybe 4. So this would be the outside of the bow. There's lots of videos on YouTube on how to use this bow maker. You just go to Pro Bow the hand. How much do I'm going to use this whole spool. Okay. Now I'm going to take where did my pipe cleaner go? Oh, right here. Take my pipe cleaner and go right down the middle of my bow. Oh, I still have lots. And do it up nice and tight. tight before we pull it off. There we go. And we'll cut the tails about the same length. So I'll fluff this when I get it onto the cross here. We're going to add a few more poppies. You don't want to cut it too short because we're going to put it in the zip tie, but then fold it, move it up a bit so you can, so it's not squished straight down into your cross. So we'll just place it, see if we like the placement. I'll do two maybe on this side. I am going to donate this wreath to the local Legion here. All right, I think that's going to look good. And then two up here. No, just one. One. I don't want it to look too busy, but I think once we put the bow on, the red is just going to be the background of the bow, and I think won't be too much. Oh shoot, I cut this one a little bit short. Actually, I think I'm going to do one here like I did the bottom here. So I'm going to do two on the sides, one on the bottom, and one in each corner of those extras that I did. So right here. Just going over top of the zip tie that's already there. Now I'm going to put some greenery in there too. The only thing I'm not going to put is the ribbon tail that comes off there. And I'll just add the two. When I cut these down, it left one thing with just two leaves on it. Yeah, I'll do that. I may incorporate a couple poppies in the bow instead of putting it right in the cross. We'll see. We're learning as we're going here. Not making it too short because you want to bend this up. Now you can put some hot glue if you don't feel comfortable just using a zip tie. But I'll do that once I've committed to everything and I like what I'm seeing. Okay, so we got 4 here. With our ribbon tail here. We're going to have our bow up here, and it's going to be all loopy. So I'm going to put, I think, just a red and a red. And I think I am going to incorporate 2 poppies into the bow. Now I'm not going to put any more greenery because I don't want it looking too busy. This is that short one, but it's okay. You won't see it because the bow is going to go on top. Okay, top and bottom. And then we'll put our bow on, and then I'll put some 2 poppies right in the bow. And hopefully that won't be too much because these poppies are not very large. They're actually the perfect size for the cross. You love it, Jean? Yeah, it's turning out pretty. Have faith in the process. Now, if you don't like the placement, all you have to do is cut off the zip tie and start again. Ah! Pulled off the head. There we go. These are tight. They're in there. Okay, I know it looks funny right now. That's why I said trust the process. Okay, that's all the... Let's get our bow on here. Hopefully I made it loopy enough. So where I'm going to go is right, since this is the top up here, I'm using the 2 top holes. So I'm going right here and right here. This is the top with my bow. Now, don't want to pull it right to the board because that'll suck it in, right? We want it nice and loopy. We don't want it sucked in, so I'm just going to give it a twist here. So you see how we got long tails. Of course, I'm going to cut these and roll them, but it also, we got some, looks like some tails going out this way too. So it's kind of cool looking. So let's start opening our loops here, spreading them apart. I'm starting from the back. Remember I said my bow is going to kind of be in a nest of poppies. So the poppies just kind of set off the bow. this out a little longer. Oops, not pull it right out, Lord. Okay, there we go. I pulled it right out. Come on, Lord. Get the program here. Now I could just put another zip tie there, but I'm up for a fight. I'm up for a challenge. There we go. I just wanted it to make it a little bit longer. All right, let's do this bow again that I just scrunched all up. It's very pretty, isn't it? It's just not too frou-frou-y. And it definitely makes a statement without having to use words, you know. It doesn't scream, you know, Remembrance Day and all that stuff all over it. It really smushed up my bow here. Your tree kit is on the way. I guess you'll be doing some crafting soon then. Probably the more difficult part is just opening this and fluffing this bow. I do have a fluff box, but it's just as easy to use the board as your fluff box because you can pull on them. So it kind of worked out like I wanted in my head. I wanted the poppies to be underneath and the bow to sit kind of on top of them. I'll have to play more with this bow with these loops. Anyways, you guys got the gist. Oh, is that a double one? Okay. Just a little tighter, the bow. Yes, 8-inch sign will go. Let me see. Here's one. So if you added an 8-inch sign down the center, actually it goes nice with this mesh. It works really well too. I find the 6-inch I like better on the cross and the angel wings, but it's totally preference. I was going to try and incorporate some poppy into it, but I think there's enough red here that I don't really want to add more. So I'm going to take my ribbon tail here and cut it on an angle, and then I'm going to roll it up. This one, I'm going to cut it. I already cut it on an angle. I'm just going to curl it And with this one, this bow is going to be the death of me. So you just use your fingers like scissors, pull it, and it'll curl. And then this one, we're going to roll it. Now, it's better to have your tails too long than too short, because you can cut back your tails, you can't add. All right, then grab the end and just pull it out. And just pull. Oop. That curled the wrong way. There we go. And then you can go around, and if you didn't heat seal your mesh, and I usually do this on the door, I'll go around and cut some of the strings and stuff off because I didn't heat seal it. And we're going to add a hanger. Isn't that pretty? I will fix the bow. It's just a matter of going around and opening each loop. I don't think it's too much poppies. I think it's just the right amount of everything. And now this top one, I am going to bring it up and lay something on it overnight because it was the inner part and it's all squirrely. And oh gosh, we're going to put a hanger. And when the bow is, when I'm completely done the bow, I'm going to cut the pipe cleaners off and put the ends of them back down the center holes there so there's nothing to scratch the board. I'm just going to stick a zip tie just like this and make a hanger. I could probably make a nice, I have some ribbon left over. I could probably make a nice hanger with some of the ribbon left over. But my back's a little sore right now, so I'll probably do it a little later, and I'll show you guys the picture. And that's it. So you most definitely, obviously, you can tell how you could do this design with Christmas greenery and some, a few poinsettias. Just don't overdo. And a little trick or word to the wise with these crosses is, if you're going to do a bow for the cross, use 1.5 inch ribbon or smaller. I find if you're using 2.5 inch ribbon, it's just too much. It's too big because these crosses are more of a delicate design. And I find the 2.5 inch ribbon really takes over your center. So you don't, if you can, use a 21 inch ribbon, and you don't have to use all kinds of ribbon. Look how simple this is, this design. Actually, I'll come up and I'll hold it up. Oops. Well, that's what was wrong with my camera. Hello. So let me hold it up. So simple, just a natural jute, a gingham, and some pretty poppies. It's kind of big. Can you guys see? It's pretty big. So, but you can do exactly the same thing with a Christmas greenery. And this measures from tip of mesh to tip of mesh at 35 inches long and 28 inches wide from tip to tip of the mesh. Now I could probably use less poppies, but I should have probably maybe used less poppies. But I like that little bit of red that it's nestled in. So not very much. A little bit of green in there. Very simple design. It is pretty. I like it. I like it. And then your few little tails coming off the side here. And then your ones in the front. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Look at my hair. That's why I was facing down. Thank you guys all for joining me. I'm glad you like it. Beautimus. Yes, Beautimus. I am going to fix my bow here, and then I'll take some pictures. I may or may not move out a few poppies. I'm not sure. And I'm going to go rest, and I'm going to come back with fresh eyes. And usually that helps when you come back with fresh eyes. And because I'm really not digging the placement of the poppies. I don't know. Although it is really, really pretty. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. So, cross poly jute 5/8" ribbon. I do have this on the website. RJ206572. The poppies were from Amazon. The poly jute mesh, we have it on, but you can use any kind of mesh. But if you're doing a rustic and you like this simple design, the poly jute is the way to go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me as usual, and have a wonderful weekend. Who knows? I may hop on. I may not. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing this weekend. Thanks for joining me, and have a great one. Bye, everybody.